my channel. We're back for some more Pokemon Creepypasta. So today we're going to be reading It Wasn't Lavender Town. And yeah, let's just get right into it. You know about Lavender Town. You know the town's sorrowful music can tear out of the game, enter you through your ears, consume your head, and leave you screaming for the end. To stop the pain, stop the wailing of the dead that never ends. Screaming until you find a way to silence it. I'm going to tell you a story. If you wish to aid yourself in setting the stage, go ahead and open a new tab and bring up that music and indulge yourself in this 8-bit horror. Just don't go away. Don't leave. Because I found the truly terrifying secret of the ghost town. Any innocent Pokemon fan playing through Red or Blue, or if they live in Japan, Green could have figured it out. But they didn't live to bring the haunted truth to justice. I know I might be next, but I have to do this. For the good of you all, to save lives even. As I said, an innocent Pokemon fan, whether they're young or veteran, setting out on their first journey, or revisiting the franchise roosts, any of them could have done it. We'll never know if they did, though, will we? Well, let's begin. Said innocent fans had just made it through the rock tunnel, their team beaten and battered, anxious for rest. They crawled to Lavender Town, and before they can shudder at the sound of the echoes through the barren valley town, they drag themselves to the familiar Pokemon Center. Its own cheery music offers a sanction to the sane, temporarily. When they inevitably leave, they offer their ears and therefore let lives to the spirits of Lavender. And there it stands, nestled away in plain sight. It grins, knowing that soon its hungry, growling voice will be fed by the tender souls of the pure. As its watchful eyes observe, and the starving gray faces swoop almost too close, as the victim is unknowingly warned by a young child. The white hand on your shoulder, I'm just imagining it. But no, you mustn't leave, it beckons. The boy, blissfully ignorant, leaves the quiet town, and the anxious specters sink back into their solitude and depression. But they know, irrevocably, that their prey shall return, and they smile, full of malicious, sadistic hunger. And soon they can feel the return of the trainer's innocent presence. Yes. The boy moves closer, and closer, upon the maw of the secret. The wailing chorus of the town's song rising in crescendo as the unknowingly Pokemon fan steps inside. And they begin their song, shrieking, like the brutal death of the banshee, a lost soul waiting for its pitiful death. It gets louder and louder, and it never stops its song. It continues until the screeching worms its way inside you and hooks painfully into your brain, and it begins leeching off your life. The high-pitched chorus gives a wicked grin, and the prey has no escape now. The clueless child, or even seasoned Pokemon fan, still doesn't know and doesn't understand. I'm starting to get weak. I'm halfway through this stupid place for some reason. I'm not getting attacked by any wild Pokemon. I swear, my character is walking progressively slower, and the music is starting to get louder. It's beginning to give me a headache, but it makes me feel so twisted and vicious for some reason. I don't mind. A huge shiver rocks my spine, and I shake from it. I'm starting to feel chilly, and my shadow, it's getting longer. The ghosts, the haunted inhabitants of this horrible place, begin their drain. If they're lucky, the victim will be gone before they understand. Sometimes they do understand, sometimes it all clicks, but they're already far too gone, and their last anguished thoughts give the spirits a hearty meal. Never has one fully uncovered the secret before they were truly doomed. My side hurts, and it's getting hard to breathe. It looks like my character's moving at a normal pace again, and that I'm the one that's slowed down. I feel a cold draft and a shudder again. I sense a dark grin staring at me. The music keeps playing, and even as I battle these poor channelers, it's all I can hear. By now I knew something was wrong, but I felt the nagging in my brain that told me to ignore it. Since this was the easier solution, I continued on. The ghost's wicked laughter makes up the chorus, the singing of the dying banshee, and the screams of the dead Pokemon, their wrath, their vengeance, and their misery poured out into the awful serenade with one message: to join them in death. I reached the final floor, still no wild Pokemon. Thinking back, somehow I was shocked I never saw it before. Those who had died, they were all in Lavender Town. They were trying to leave, trying to get out of the real culprit's grasp, but they never made it. I stood on the final floor of the Pokemon Tower, alone in my room in the dark. It's sometime past midnight, and my head is pulsing with pain and I'm shaking from the cold. I wanted to go take some pills for the headache, but that would mean leaving my tiny, safe sanctuary. I pull my soft blanket tighter around me, trying to get warm, and I'm quivering almost too bad to press the buttons on my Game Boy SP. It's still getting louder, not to break your eardrums loud, but loud in a sense that I heard. No, I felt the music coming from everywhere. There were low, deep whispers coming from it, and I went pale in fear. I make my way through the simple maze of the floor, and before I reach the staircase, it's too much. I'm so dizzy, and I didn't notice until now. I'm not just shaking from the cold. I'm shaking from the pain this place is putting me in. I'm mirrored in the pure depression of its song, the screaming, wailing melody. It won't stop, and I don't think I'll try to make it because I'm too weak. Why? Why am I so weak? The hungry, evil spirits laugh, cackle, and crow too loud, taunting, teasing, belittling. They are the loyal servants of the town, stealing, always stripping their victims of sanity to feed on their entity, the soul of the Pokemon of this tower. It was the Pokemon Tower. And and I know. My game suddenly freezes and I can't move anywhere, but the tower's music continues perfectly. From everywhere around me, I curl into a ball shaking and crying, pleading for the end, begging for the insanity to stop. The whispers grow, rumbling, and I can almost make out the words. I can't think right. Everything is getting foggy and murky, and I screw my eyes shut, and there they were. And there they are. And there they are. They are killing me, and everything becomes a cold black. The sound rising until it's the only thing I can comprehend. It wasn't Lavender Town. It wasn't Lavender Town. It wasn't Lavender Town. I've always heard about the stories of Lavender Town and like the theory behind it that like people are driven to kill themselves. That was like kind of like a big fear when I started playing the games, and Lavender Town was, a place I went to. I was just like, I'm afraid to play because I don't want to be driven into insanity and kill myself. But turns out it's just a story. But that is the ending for this one. I'm sorry if I read too fast, but I still hope you enjoy. If you're new to my channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button, give a thumbs up, and hit the bell so you can notified videos every Wednesday. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.